Think of a childhood memory right now. A birthday, a family trip, your first day of school. Got one? Here's what no one ever told you about that memory. It might not be real, not distorted, not slightly off, completely fabricated. And your brain has absolutely no way of knowing the difference. Because here is what neuroscience discovered. Your brain stores a real memory and a fake one in exactly the same place, using exactly the same process, with exactly the same level of confidence. In a moment, I'm going to show you the experiment that proved this. An experiment where scientists convinced completely ordinary people, no drugs, no hypnosis, no mental illness, that they had committed a crime. A crime that never happened. And those people believed it, completely. To understand why this happens, you need to unlearn something. Something almost everyone believes about how memory works. Most of us think of memory like a recording. Something happens, the brain captures it, and when you want to remember, you hit play. That model is completely wrong. Memory is not a recording, it is a reconstruction. Every single time you remember something, your brain is not retrieving a file. It is rebuilding the event from scratch. From fragments, from emotion, from context, and from information you encountered after the original event. Think of it less like a video file and more like a Wikipedia article. Anyone can edit it. And every time you open it, it might say something slightly different than before. Neuroscientists call this reconstructive memory. And it is not a flaw in your biology. It is actually a feature. Your brain is extraordinarily efficient. Instead of storing every detail of every moment in perfect resolution, it stores the shape of an experience, the emotional core, and fills in the details later based on what makes sense. Most of the time, this works perfectly. But sometimes, the wrong information slips in, and when that happens, the results have sent innocent people to prison. 1974, University of Washington. A psychologist named Elizabeth Loftus wanted to answer one question. Can the words someone uses to describe an event actually change what you remember seeing? She showed a group of students a short film. 2 cars, a collision, nothing unusual. Then she asked each group a single question, the exact same question, with one difference. Group 1 was asked, how fast were the cars going when they hit each other? Group 2 was asked, how fast were the cars going when they smashed into each other? Same video, same cars, same accident. One word changed. The smashed group estimated the cars were traveling significantly faster, even though every person watched the exact same footage. But Loftus was not finished. A week later, she brought everyone back and asked one more question. Did you see any broken glass at the scene? There was no broken glass, none. It was never in the video. But the smashed group were more than twice as likely to say they remembered seeing it. One word. One single verb. That is all it took to make people remember something that was never there. Loftus called this the misinformation effect. And it revealed something that scientists are still grappling with today. Your memory does not just store what happened. It stores what happened, plus every piece of information you encountered afterward. And it cannot always tell the difference between the two. Okay. A single verb changed what people remembered seeing. That is unsettling, but it gets significantly worse, because Loftus then asked the next logical question. If misinformation can change a detail, can it plant an entire memory, a full event, something that never happened at all? She took a group of adults, gave each of them a booklet containing 4 stories from their own childhood, all written by family members who knew them personally. 3 stories were real, verified, true. The 4th was completely fabricated. It described the person being lost in a shopping mall as a child, separated from their family, frightened, eventually rescued by a kind elderly stranger. It never happened. The family confirmed it. It was a controlled fiction. By the end of the study, roughly 1 in 4 participants had adopted the false memory as their own. Some of them did not just accept it. They elaborated on it, adding details, colors, the smell of the mall, the face of the stranger who helped them, emotions they felt in that moment. They were not lying. Follow-up interviews confirmed it. They genuinely, completely believed they had lived through something that never happened. Now you might be thinking, a shopping mall memory is harmless, so what? Here is what it actually costs someone. 1990. George Franklin stood trial for the murder of a young girl, a crime that had happened 20 years earlier. The key evidence against him: eyewitness testimony from his own daughter, a memory that had surfaced during a therapy session, a recovered memory of witnessing her father commit the crime. He was convicted, sentenced to life in prison. But later investigations raised serious questions about whether that memory was real, or whether it had been accidentally constructed through the process of therapeutic suggestion. George Franklin's conviction was eventually overturned. This is not a rare edge case. Eyewitness misidentification, built on memories that felt completely, utterly, unshakably genuine, is one of the leading contributing factors in wrongful convictions. Real people, real prison sentences. Built on memories the brain could not distinguish from truth. So why? Why would evolution give us a memory system this vulnerable? The answer is actually fascinating. Your hippocampus, your brain's memory center, does not distinguish between something you experienced and something you vividly imagined. When you imagine something in enough detail, the same neural pathways fire, the same brain regions activate, the same emotional signatures get attached. This is exactly why visualization works in elite sports psychology. Athletes who mentally rehearse a performance activate nearly identical neural circuits as athletes who physically practice. The brain, at a biological level, treats them as roughly equivalent. But it also means this: if someone tells you a story about your own past, repeatedly, in detail, with emotional weight, your brain starts building it, filling in the scaffolding. And over time, that construction starts to feel like retrieval. There is no internal alarm, no signal that says, "Warning, this memory has been altered." The confidence someone feels about a memory has almost no relationship to its accuracy. Your brain simply does not know. So, what do you do with this? First, a little humility. The next time you are certain about what someone said, or how a childhood memory played out, or exactly what you witnessed, consider the possibility that you might be wrong. Not because you are dishonest, because your brain is doing exactly what it was built to do. Second, pay attention to what you consume after an event. The questions you are asked, the news coverage you watch, the conversations you have. All of it is being fed into your memory's reconstruction engine right now, in real time. And third, the next time someone says, "I remember it perfectly," including yourself, remember this video. Memory is not a record of what happened. It is a story your brain tells you about what might have happened. And it tells it with complete confidence, every single time. If this changed how you think about your own memories, drop a comment below. What is a memory you have questioned? And if you want to go deeper into how your brain works against you, my next video is already waiting for you right here. I will see you there.